Hi, my name is Shamant, and welcome to my mobility project. Um, I am an aspiring CrossFit athlete, masters athlete, games athlete. Um, I love to Olympic lift. I know that now that I really enjoy gymnastics with a passion because it's very challenging and it works on my core and how everything ties together. Definitely the inline bodyweight exercises, along with I have been opening myself up to other different cardiovascular conditioning, riding the bike outside, as well as swimming, which is great for lengthening the muscles, the rower, jump ropes, and anything to get the heart rate up, running, obviously, too, as well. And in saying all of that, you have to be mobile. And we're talking about uh, upstream, downstream, and how all the joints connect together uh, at the crucial places to give you flexion and extension so that you can move the weight correctly without causing adhesions, knots next to the joints from improper movement, which causes bad movement patterns, bad motor patterns that put you in bad positions, and over time wear and tears your body and makes you feel old. And we don't want that. So, anyways, what we're going to talk about is today is just how I need to be able to have my hip, my knee, and my ankle all having the same range of motion. Um, and so that they connect, so that when I am trying to move my body and have good patterns, then I can stack the joints up. One joint on top of the other joint, on top of the other joint. And that's how our body is aligned. And then if we are engaging our core, lining our joints up should help us to have really good form. So once I engage my core, screw my foot in, as you can see when I'm screwing my foot in, I'm turning from my hip all the way down to my ankle. And I had to work on that. So now I can actually wiggle my toes and feel, as you can see, all the muscles move, because when you paw the ground with your toes, it helps you give the effect of a pull and a push. So the backside of your legs, hamstring, is going to be that curl, which will be the pull, and the hamstring is like your tricep, is that push. So you're able to push your knees out. Work on pulling my hamstrings down, my butt to my heels, and then still be in an upright position. So in order to do that, I have to be able to get all the way in and out my hips, be able to push my hips forward, be able to drive my knees out, which helps me to push my hips out. And now once I get into my hips, this is where, like, I can tell I'm trying to readjust and work that out. But this is where the bouncy aspect of you knowing you're in the right place so you can bounce out. So I can go faster if I'm aligned right, and I should be making my body actually get better, like tightening it all up when you're working it the correct way. So, but I know I got a little glitch on this side, and a lot of that problem is from the inner part of my knee and how it connects to the shin bone that runs down the middle of your leg. How your calf is basically split in half, and there's a tendon that attaches, runs through the calf all the way down, gonna attach at the ankle, pass down into the heel, and to your foot to your big toe. And so if you're working downstream, following that tendon all the way upstream, wherever you have a knot, there's a joint there. So a knot here is gonna cause this joint not to be able to move, meaning me to be able to pull, or you to push and pull right? So I can push down and pull up at the same time, all the way through my heel. When I do that, if I can't get a lock, meaning now this joint is all locked from my ankle to my knee to my hip, if it doesn't lock properly because there's a knot by the locking mechanism, then it causes misfiring again. So having squatting will cause pain. So I know because it's giving me some knee pain, so I'm working on inside out and gaining as much range of motion as I possibly can. So I'm gonna work upstream, downstream, which I have been looking for those knots. And your muscle should be supple even as it comes off the bone. You don't want it to be really tight as the muscle is coming off the bone, because if you do, then again, you can't push pull. You can't fully engage your system. So this is what we do with foam rollers or the Supernova, but as well, I like to use my hands and my thumbs and my fingers, because what happens is they also are counterproducing and strengthening these joints. And also what I notice is my thumb is great for like trigger point, as well as that's a great stretch down my arm. So once I catch the ligament in my thumb, now I'm stretching that, which goes all the way here. And I'm working that hard part of my thumb and bone to dig in and find these knots. So God made our body very awesome so that we could also maintain and take care of ourselves. So I'm taking my thumb and I'm seeking for how my knee attaches into my calf, which is through those ligaments, and running my thumb in and out. And then working with my thumb down the middle on the backside. Really getting in there and digging. You're gonna find out how much pressure that you could give to yourself. Is also you're gonna find out the pain that you do experience also will give you the opposite and equal pleasure of just that release of pop that you just heard in my ankle, which now that gives me freedom to move better with better patterns, so that I can squat better, snatch better, clean better, jump better, run better, swim better, cycle better, ski better, do anything better if I have better alignment. So I'm just working on my calf today, and I will continue to pound my calves because they're like your forearms and they get all super tight. Your calves are so thick and fibrous because they're the muscles that we use so much on a daily basis. Every time we stand up, we're standing up on our calves, which are attached to our ankles. So if our shins get tight, then that means that our ankles get tight. And if our ankles get tight, then they get frozen with the shin and they can't move, but our knee wants to move and it wants to be able to go one way, but it doesn't have the range of motion. That's easily how I believe that a lot of times, because of lack of mobility, that athletes again get ACL tears. So spending time getting to know your body, your wonderful body, which is wonderfully made, it's everybody's responsibility to do daily maintenance on themselves and know how to. And it was all designed in ourselves. We're all talking about CrossFit and paleo and being hunter warrior. So with the theory of we're eating back in the Paleolithic times, that means that the weight training and everything that we're doing is so that we would actually look and be able to function as if we were in the Paleolithic times, when there was actually really hunters and gatherers, and a man had to go out and hunt to find food for his family. So back in those times, we didn't have supernovas, we didn't have bands, we didn't have per se the foam rollers. Man had to do that himself. He used his own hands, physical hands, and then other things that help, but it was his hands that taught him how to know his body to be able to do those things. So I think it's important that we spend time with putting lotion on your body and greasing your joints, not only from the outside, with Vaseline or some type of balm, which you work on your ankles, your toes, your feet, your hips, and rub it in really good, as well as when you're taking care of yourself and doing those things again, you wouldn't have time to not be able to hunt because your knee was hurting. And also, I'm sure that you wouldn't want to go out there and try to hunt being stiff, with the fact that there's other animals out there during the Paleolithic times that are trying to hunt and kill you. So man had to be in tip-top shape during those times. So he wasn't eating at fast food. He was eating good food. He was getting good water in, the best he possibly had that time, but drinking water, eating good foods, and exercising on a daily basis, meaning hunting, picking things up, moving things, building things. So your body has to be very mobile to do that. So in today's times, what is killing us is all the sitting in the video games and the technology that we have that we didn't used to have. But anyways, enough of my rant, but the basics is take care of your body, know your body, and rub those adhesions out, which are knots caused in the fascia of the muscle, which is a thin membrane that attaches over the muscle, and which also affects that being attached to the bone, like your tendons. So the tendons attach the bones and the muscle together. So we need to have all of that supple so that it pulls away from the bone so that we can actually move and be more mobile. So again, it's just my mobility project on helping myself get ready for 2016 and beyond CrossFit Masters 45 and above. Have a blessed day.